Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about starting my own candle business in 2023, as well as some of the setbacks that I am already seeing and some of the challenges I'm facing as a startup business, and also some of the things that I am super excited for starting my own candle business this year. Hello and welcome to Beeswax and Wicks. Today we're going to be talking about me starting my own candle business in 2023 and everything from LLCs to making a YouTube channel to starting a website and to making these candles and selling them. This week on my community feed, I did a poll to see if you guys wanted to see a video about essential oils versus fragrance oils for making candles, or if you wanted me to explain my own business and how I'm starting my own candle business in 2023. There was only a few people that participated in the poll, but I am going to give you guys what you want and talk about my candle business today. So let's do a quick intro. If you're new here, my name is Leah. I've been making beeswax candles since about 2018. And I've learned a lot of things along the way. I didn't always start out with professional equipment. I honestly just started out making candles just for fun in my first apartment building. I honestly started making candles like as simple as you can get. I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought a double boiler and some like generic beeswax and wicks, and I just got started making candles. So that being said, if I can do it, you can do it too. Anybody can do it. Candle making is something that has a very low bar of entry just because it is it's fairly simple. It's not really a super complex process. It gets more complicated as you get more efficient in making candles, like how much oil to use, how much essential oil or fragrance oil that you're going to use, and how many pounds of beeswax you need or other kinds of wax, and if you're going to mix them. So there's a lot of little stuff that goes into it, but bare bones basics, anybody can make a candle. I have 3 points that I want to go over today. Number 1 is going to be what makes beeswax and wicks different from other candles. What makes beeswax and wicks different from other candles? Number 1 is just going to be the ingredients. I use beeswax, and there's not a lot of big companies that make candles that use beeswax just because I've heard it's tricky to use, but honestly, I've only ever used beeswax. I've experimented with adding soy wax a couple times, but I only use beeswax and I've only really ever used beeswax. So it's not tricky for me just because it's the only one that I'm familiar with. Aside from it just being a beeswax candle line, it's also a scented beeswax candle line. Not a lot of people feel like you can add scent to beeswax, even though you really can. It maybe just you need to add a little bit more, but you can really get a good strong scent from beeswax candles. Another thing about the ingredients is that I only use essential oils in my candles. I'm going to say I only use essential oils right now only because I know that Bulk Apothecary has a line of all natural fragrance oils, and I might be willing to try that for some more sweet fragrances, like, you know, the candles that are like smell like cookies or ice cream, or like more Christmassy scents. I do have one really good idea that I'm going to use for Christmas scented candles, but as of right now I only use essential oils, and that is because they're all natural. I know that there are a lot of people that like making candles with fragrance oils, and that's totally fine. I think that we're all here making candles together and that we don't need to be in competition with each other. There's really no reason for that. That just leads to a lot of anxiety and stress and hate on other candle creators, and there's no reason for that. So we all do things differently. And for my company, I've just chosen to use essential oils instead of fragrance oils. I do have a full blog post that I will list in the description box below talking about fragrance oils versus essential oils and kind of just the reasons that I decide to only use essential oils with my candles. Something else that makes my candles different from other candles is that I am only using ingredients from ethically sourced companies. So the 2 companies that I am planning on getting most of my ingredients from are Bulk Apothecary and Mountain Rose Herbs. That is because in the description at the bottom of their page, they talk about where they get their products from and how they source them. Those 2 source all of their ingredients ethically. Also, if you're still here watching this, thank you for being part of my YouTube community. I really appreciate your love and support. And the fact that you're here watching my channel makes a big difference. It makes a big impact on me and my family. It makes a big impact on this community having you here watching, so thank you for that. If you are liking today's video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you want to keep seeing more videos like this. I want to be a stay-at-home mom, and I want to be able to be at home with my kids, and I've had lots of jobs. I've had lots of jobs, including a 3 p.m. to 12 a.m. job. I've worked in lots of grocery stores. I've been a vitamin clerk at Sprouts. I've done a lot of really cool things, and I've made a lot of really good friends and had a lot of really good experiences working in retail. It's just not something that I would like to do for the rest of my life. And I want to start a business doing something that I am really passionate about and really enjoy doing. And it's along the lines of health and wellness, because I've always been into health and wellness. My first blog was a nutrition women's wellness blog, and I just have so much passion for that. I even considered going to an apothecary school in Washington for a long time, and you know what? I might be an apothecary someday still. That still could be the dream. Bottom line is, starting a candle business is something that I think is really cool, and I have learned so much just from starting this channel, that the way I made candles even in January this year versus the way I make candles now in March has completely changed. And if you haven't seen my first video on this channel, it's how to make beeswax candles at home for beginners. And that video is still really good. It has a lot of good information for beginner candle makers, and I won't delete it because that is a good example of how to make candles for beginners. But I am going to do another video showing how I make candles now as a more professional candle maker. Some things I am finding to be a challenge as a new candle maker in this industry is just some of the legal stuff. Like, I've always made candles as a hobby, but never professionally. And as a professional candle maker, there are a lot of things that you need to do. Some of these things include all the information that needs to be on your labels, getting an LLC to protect yourself and your business and make sure that you're not liable for anything, and getting business insurance in case somebody were to get hurt using one of your products. If you're interested in me doing a video all about that stuff, be sure to put a comment in the description box below. Point number 3. Like, you know that smell that you get like when you walk through the doors of a health food store and it just smells like health? Like, maybe something like that. As far as the theme goes, I'm going with earthy, refreshing, and enlightening. I'll have a line of candles that will be great for lighting during yoga or tai chi, that'll have that kind of incense type smell that's good for like meditation. And I'm gonna have other candles that are good for, what will the theme for my candle scents be? So as far as candle scents go and a theme goes, I know a lot of people do like nostalgia or sweets or beachy or that kind of stuff. I am going with an earthy theme. Like, you know that smell that you get like when you walk through the doors of a health food store and it just smells like health? Like, maybe it's something like that. I'll have a line of candles that will be great for lighting during yoga or tai chi, that'll have that kind of incense type smell that's good for like meditation. And I'm gonna have other candles that are good for focus and good for working and studying. I'm also going to have some candles that just feel like walking through the mountains. I want my candles to give off the vibe of health and wellness and wholeness and just self-care and like what it feels like to live a healthy life. Lastly, I do want to talk about something that I'm kind of doing for myself to get this business up off the ground, and feel free to listen to this information and take it in and like be supportive. I'm not asking for anything. I'm just letting you know something that you guys can do to help me if you choose to. So I have started a GoFundMe for opening my candle business, and it's just a Beeswax and Wicks startup GoFundMe. All the money I'm able to raise is going to go to purchasing labels and jars and essential oils and wicks and all the stuff that I would need in order to make the candles and keep them going. I do want to go to a couple pop-up events over the spring and summer, and in order to do that, I just need a bunch of product. And I was looking at the numbers that I have, and it's enough to get a couple out, but it's not enough to get all the orders I want out. If I'm able to reach my goal for my GoFundMe, I am going to do a big giveaway on Instagram, and I'll have my Instagram linked in the description box below, so be sure to go follow me there. I think it'll be 1 or 2 10-ounce candles, maybe 2 10-ounce candles, and 2 wax melts as well. I'm only going to do it if I'm able to reach my goal on my GoFundMe. So if you want to help me out, every dollar counts, every dollar helps, even if it's just $1. And like I said again, I'm not asking you for anything. I'm just letting you know of a fun way to I'm just letting you know of a fun way that you could help support me if you choose to and if you're interested in buying my candles. And if you do decide to, I am very appreciative of you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of my channel. And thank you for being part of my candle business journey. And since I already promised it last week, next week's video is going to be about essential oils versus fragrance oils and why I choose to use essential oils for mine, but why you might want to choose fragrance oil for your candles. All right, All right, that's it for this week. Thank you guys for being here and keep creating.